of yourself, you are lost and you are nothing. But you are not of yourself. So therefore, you are saved. Because why? In this moment, you will retire as your own teacher and accept the teacher that is given to you. Yes or no? Do you really have a choice? Because you are poorly taught, is the expression. You have been poorly taught. Well, the help that you need is with you. And that's, yourself, your whole undoing is the relinquishment of your self-will, isn't it? The relinquishment of making decisions by yourself. This world is a mad, chaotic world because everyone's making decisions by themselves, based on a falsity of understanding. No one here knows a damn thing, but judgment becomes the basis for decision-making, doesn't it? So therefore, decision-making here is fundamentally conflictual. Is that right? Good. Just checking. Someone's going to keep an eye on me. So, of myself, I am nothing. I'm not of myself. Fortunately, my salvation, my awakening involves the recognition that I can do nothing of myself. No one can, in fact, do anything of themselves. Anyway, that's the simple fact of it. It's an illusion that you can do something of yourself. But that's the drama of existence, isn't it? So, make no decisions by yourself. That's the lesson, isn't it? That's, if you can learn to make no decisions by yourself, it will not be difficult to make decisions. Because the mind is making decisions, right, as a constant state of decision making. And if you decide with the Holy Spirit, you will be freed of the burden of needing to continue to make decisions that establish an identity and an objectivity in which space and time arises in your mind in order for you to suffer and have a problem and to be separate from God. And all the rest of the story, historically, of the condition of humanity, the rivers of blood, all the generals, and all the dictators who have, and all the popes who have sent men into battle to be slaughtered on a whim, on an idea, or in the name of God, or in the name of Jesus, or in the name of Muhammad, or in the name of Guru Nanak. So the relinquishment of your decision-making prerogative is fundamental to the salvation of your mind and the recognition that you are as God created you and that you have nothing to say about it. You never know what's in your own best interest in any situation. In other words, what you want to come of a situation is not what your best interests are. Is that your salvation from relationship hell? Yeah, that's the use that you would have your brother used for your own purposes is what is keeping you in the prison of an objectivity based on your need for specialness. Can I put it like that? Does it make any sense if I put it like that? You want to use your brother for your own purposes, your own means, your own ends, your own fantasies, your own illusions and delusions. So these are all the urges that we brought with us from the past. And not one of them will actually bring about the recognition of yourself as the Son of God, or that your brother as being one with you. Your brother's holiness is dependent on you laying down all your ulterior motives for a relationship. And if you have no reason for a relationship, you can have a relationship. That's a good way to put it, isn't it? We have no reason to meet except to recognize the holiness of the mind, which is the Son of God. That's our only purpose in meeting, because God's will for you is to come home, is to wake up from the dream and come home. Isn't it? You have a function, and the function that God gave you is the only function that you have, because you're not at home here. You're not at home. This is not your home. This is not where you belong. There's no one belongs here. There is no here. So how could you belong in a place that doesn't exist? You've confused yourself. Your bewildered mind has been left with no choice except to try and make a home in a place where you do not belong. Yet all you found was disaster, pain, sickness, suffering, loss, and the cruelty of endless attack and defense. And of course, eternal death. Wow. 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 Wow, is that really? That's what you made because you were your own teacher, and you listened to the teacher that you made for yourself. That taught you that you could grasp for happiness and seek for love and joy in a joyless place. Wow. So that's a great lesson. Do not know what my own best interests are. And if you do not know what your own best interests are, perhaps you become willing to open your mind to an alternative. Peace can replace the conflict of your need to decide what is in your own best interest. Now, one thing's for sure, if you know what's in your own best interest, you will be in conflict with your brother. It cannot not be. Because now you're in competition to attempt to achieve what you would want versus what your brother wants. That's a great definition of a special relationship, isn't it? I want it this way, no, I want it that way. And if we can make a bargain or compromise, then we can have a truce. But truce is not a peace, is it? It's just your willingness to make yourself small